Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam and welcome back to my road to Alien Romulus. With Alien Romulus coming out in just a couple of days, I am covering every Alien movie I've yet to cover. I've already covered Aliens up through Alien vs. Predator. Link will be in the eye in the right-hand corner if you want to go check those out. But for now, we gotta get into the one that nobody likes. I've seen some defense for Alien Resurrection even over this one. It's Aliens versus Predator Requiem. This was directed by the brothers Strauss and serves as the sequel to Alien versus Predator. The birth of the Pred Alien, a hybrid of a predator and an alien. The Pred alien kills every predator on the Predator ship, and the ship crash lands in the small town of Gunnison, Colorado. This movie. I don't think that really needs that much explanation. I mean, like I said, I've seen defenses for Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection in the comment sections of their respective videos on this channel. However, I have a feeling no one's going to defend Aliens versus Predator Requiem for very good reason, because this movie is awful. Not even the entertaining kind of awful. It's just the regular, boring, standard version of bad. The one thing that I would lean positive on, but one thing kind of cuts it off at the knees, and I'll touch on that in a second, is one action sequence on the Predator ship. That sequence I thought was pretty cool. When I could see it, which I guess is as good place as any to parlay into talking about one of the biggest problems with the movie, and you don't need to be a genuine film critic to actually understand the big problem with the movie. You can't see it. The movie is overly dark. Like every scene in this movie feels like the dimness was turned down 10 degrees to where even the shots in the daylight look like they're being shot at night. It's not good. Filmmaking is very hard, and so I always give a little bit of leeway to writers, directors, where I can, because filmmaking is very difficult. I've dabbled in it for college classes, and it is genuinely very hard, so I always try to be patient and understanding. But what was going on inside the brother Strauss's head to make every single shot in this movie look this dark? It's like if, for example, if I made the footage of this video all of a sudden just unnaturally darker, it would be pretty hard to see me, right? Well, it would get really annoying after a while. Imagine watching 94 minutes of it. The design of the Pred alien is actually pretty cool when you can see it. The design of the alien and Predator are honestly pretty good when you can see them. I feel like I have to add in the when you can see it caveat to every point I make about this movie, because it takes up so much of the movie that it just kills any positives that the movie might have, because you need to have two eyeballs to watch a movie. Or, well, at the very least, two eyeballs. With technology upgrading, you can pretty much like watch it other ways. But for most movie fans, you need two eyes. And the movie literally just not only insults the intelligence, but insults the very art of sight itself. And when the movie attempts to have a story, it is pretty much incredibly boring. I talked about in the Alien versus Predator review how generic the human characters were in that movie. They are as complex as if Vince Gilligan wrote them compared to the characters in this movie. Name me the main character of Aliens versus Predator Requiem.
Well, we're waiting.
You can't do it, can you? Yeah, well, neither can I. And at best, I think the main character is, hold on, Dallas Howard? Huh. I guess he lopped off the Bryce because I guess Bryce Dallas Howard was a thing. Who knows? But Dallas Howard is apparently the main character. There's also a sheriff in there who was played by John Ortiz, who has been in quite a few things in his career, including Most recently, American Fiction with Jeffrey Wright, excuse me. But just this movie just feels very much like, all right, we've got Alien and Predator in the movie, and the rest is just copy. When it's very clear that there have been entire books written about with this story at the center of it. Books, plural. So it can be done. The acting is subpar at best. The dialogue is somehow even worse. This is the nightmare that some people thought the first Alien versus Predator was going to be. Alien versus Predator and Freddy versus Jason are like Citizen Kane compared to Requiem. At the very heart of the matter, this movie feels like it was self-sabotaged because, on paper, the concept of a hybrid Predator and Alien going up against a standard Predator could have been fun. Just the very concept of one Predator versus aliens, plural, on paper, sounds like a great time. Hell, you could even throw the town in the middle of it all, too. Hell, the town gets blown up by a tactical nuke at the end of the movie, so you could have the whole human factor of, do we blow up this town or do we not? And then have Wayland Yutani come in for the cleanup and everything is connected. But no, no, no. Even my half harebrained ideas are just like too advanced for Aliens versus Predator Requiem. Golly Moses, this movie is horrid. I mean, what? This is just really bad. I feel like I'm saying water is wet, but there you go, it is what it is. But I pass it off to all of you. What did you think of Aliens versus Predator Requiem? Let me know in the comments. I would love to read what you have to say. I want to say thank you to everyone who's been checking out the videos as this series is coming to an end. I want to thank everyone for subscribing. It really does mean quite a bit. So thank you, and I appreciate it more than you'll ever know, at the risk of sounding cheesy while I say that. But as the road to comes to a close, I've got two more movies left to cover, starting off with Prometheus from 2012, and I will be joined by one third of the Small Talk podcast, Jacob Collins, to review that with me, who is probably the biggest fan of this movie that I have ever met. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.